Picture this. You are a completely decent person. You hold doors open for strangers. You tip at restaurants. You have never stolen so much as a pen from work. And yet, the moment you load into Los Santos, something shifts. Within 60 seconds, you have carjacked a taxi, started a 5-star police chase, and driven a motorcycle off a skyscraper, laughing the entire time. What happened to you? That question has been bothering psychologists and neuroscientists for over 2 decades. And the answer reveals something about your brain that most people spend their entire lives never confronting. GTA does not turn you into a monster. It shows you a part of yourself that was always there, a part every human being carries, a part that civilization taught you to bury. Your brain is not one thing. It is a negotiation. Every second of every day, 2 ancient systems are running simultaneously inside your skull. The prefrontal cortex, the slow, rational, rule-following part, is the version of you that pays taxes, waits at red lights, and says, "No thank you" to a second slice of cake. Neuroscientist Robert Sapolsky calls it the biological seat of everything that makes humans admirable. Patience, empathy, moral restraint. But underneath that sits something older. The limbic system, the reward and threat architecture that kept your ancestors alive for 2 million years before civilization decided that punching people to solve problems was no longer acceptable. That system does not care about social contracts. It wants dominance. It wants stimulation. It wants to find out what is behind that door right now, not tomorrow, now. GTA does not create a new you. It hands the controls to the you that already exists beneath the surface. In 2013, researchers at the Max Planck Institute found that adults who played violent games for 2 months showed no measurable increase in real-world aggression. None. What they did find was that players became significantly better at regulating their emotions under pressure. The brain had learned to process intense stimulation without panic, because the limbic system had been given a controlled release valve. That is the first thing GTA is doing to you. It is not corrupting your impulses, it is containing them. Think about what the game actually offers. Total freedom inside a consequence-free sandbox. You can steal, you can fight, you can destroy, you can accumulate power and territory. All the things the ancient brain is hardwired to pursue, without any real-world cost. And yet your brain does not fully know the difference. Dopamine floods the striatum the same way it would if you had actually outrun the police. The tension releases, and then you feel calm, satisfied, ready to go back to being a reasonable person. Freud called this the release of the ID, the reservoir of primal energy that civilization forces underground. That energy does not disappear. It accumulates, and if it never finds release, it surfaces anyway. Anxiety, irritability. GTA is a safety valve built at industrial scale, and it turns out to be remarkably effective. But the psychology runs deeper, because you are not just releasing frustration, you are telling yourself a story. You are not playing as a random criminal, you are playing as someone who was failed by the system, someone who looked at the rules of the world, decided they were rigged, and chose to rewrite them on their own terms. Michael, Trevor, Franklin, Nico Bellic. Every GTA protagonist is not a villain. They are a person who decided the social contract no longer applied to them because it had already broken its end of the deal. This is not an accident. Rockstar has been deliberately engineering this moral framing since the beginning, and your brain responds to it on a level that goes far beyond entertainment. Because that feeling of a rigged system of rules that apply to everyone except the people making them, that feeling is not fictional for most people who play this game. It is their daily reality. Psychologist Lawrence Kuttner found that players most drawn to open-world crime games were not the most violent individuals in a group. They scored highest on feelings of powerlessness and social frustration in real life. The game was not feeding a predator. It was giving a caged person somewhere to run. And then there is the city itself. Los Santos is a funhouse mirror held up to modern society. The grotesque wealth gap, the corrupt police, the media that celebrates celebrities while ignoring poverty. Every satirical element is based on a real dynamic your brain has already catalogued as wrong. The game does not create your cynicism about institutions. It reflects cynicism you already carry. And reflecting it back, amplified, cartoonish, explicitly ridiculous, triggers something close to catharsis. You are not just laughing at a joke. You are laughing at the thing that has been making you quietly furious for years. Philosopher Mikhail Bakhtin called this the carnivalesque, a tradition going back centuries where the lower orders were briefly permitted to mock and symbolically destroy the powerful. Medieval carnivals, satirical plays, street theatre where the king was made a fool. These were not just entertainment, they were a social pressure release. GTA is a digital carnival, and every time you blow up a luxury car or rob a bank, you are participating in a ritual that is thousands of years old. But the game does not let you off the hook, because here is what most conversations about GTA miss entirely. The longer you play, the more it makes you confront what all of this costs. The missions grow darker. The people around your protagonist are destroyed by the life they have chosen. GTA 5's ending does not offer triumph. It offers survival, if you are lucky, and grief, and the specific hollowness of getting everything you thought you wanted and discovering it was never going to be enough. That is not the ending of a game designed to celebrate violence. That is the ending of a tragedy. So here is what Grand Theft Auto has actually been doing for 26 years, giving the ancient parts of your brain somewhere to go, reflecting your real frustrations with real systems back at you in a form that is safe to engage with, and forcing you to sit with the consequences of the very impulses it gave you space to express. You are a decent person. You hold doors open. You tip at restaurants. And somewhere underneath all of that, there is a version of you that GTA knows very well. Not the person you became, the person you were built to be before civilization quietly asked you to keep them locked away. The next time you load into Los Santos, you already know who is waiting to take the wheel.